Welcome to the Midweek Wrap, only on Yarra Angels Live TV, Facebook and YouTube. This is our 19th Midweek Wrap, where we bring you all the latest local news, sport, weather and so much more. Brought to you this month by our good friends up at the Mount Dandenong Hotel, where they've got Victoria's longest consecutive running jam night every Sunday night, plus some fantastic pool comps every Thursday night from 7 o'clock. We have to thank our good friends at Silvan Primary School. We're giving that little school some love, and it's a little school doing big things. Discover the difference at Silvan Primary School. Also this month we're giving some love to Holy Fools. We're doing some great work helping the disadvantaged in our community, tackling the issue of homelessness and those at risk of homelessness. And it's National Homelessness Week this week. And you may have already seen some of our coverage from the Yarra Rangers Homeless Winter Sleepout, where Councillor Heenan is roughing it in the cardboard box for his 10th year. We've got some highlights from our coverage coming up later on in the program. Also this week we'll be closing it off with some fantastic live music from the Opal room at Upwey, Belgrave RSL, where last Friday night we streamed almost an hour of fantastic music from the Buckingham band. Upwey, Belgrave RSL, they're in a bit of strife and they need all the financial support that they can receive, so go down, grab a meal from Poppy's, and look, it's a family friendly venue, no pokies down at the Upwey, Belgrave RSL. But now it's time for the latest local news headlines, presented by Loretta, deVaus and Jim Brown.
The Roof Bloke. We fix leaks on tiled or iron roofs guaranteed. From roof repairs to full roof restoration, with over 28 years of experience, you're guaranteed a top job. Do you need your gutters replaced? We do that too. No job is too small. Call 0407 321 306. The Roof Bloke. Always on top of the job.
Hello, I'm Loretta, deVaus.
I'm Jim Brown.
Welcome to the Midweek Wrap, brought to you from the David Wilkinson Pavilion in Lilydale from the Yarra Rangers Homeless Winter Sleepout. This week's front page story in the Lilydale and Yarra Valley Leader informs us that Yarra Glen locals are petitioning for the speed limit to be lowered on Healesville Road. Residents say the road, which has a speed limit of 100 kilometres, has become busier and more congested in recent years, and that they have trouble getting in and out of their driveways. Some residents believe the road has more traffic due to the chocolaterie in Yarra Glen. However, the chocolaterie's managing director does not see a reason for the speed limit to be decreased. Yarra Rangers Council supports the petition and will write to Vic Roads. Leader reporter Kyle Egging writes of an innovative approach to tree safety inspections. Yarra Rangers Council are now using drones to capture video and still images of trees from above, which can then be viewed by Council's arborists to determine if any action needs to be taken. Arborist and drone pilot Glenn Shepherd says the use of drones lowers costs, minimises risks and reduces the use of expensive machinery. You can expect to see the drone flying around the area over the coming months, with the busiest period being during September and October. Yarra Rangers Live TV, we've covered this story. Check out our playlist. In the Leaders Street Watch section this week, an automatic number plate recognition blitz in Yarra Glen caught 17 motorists and detected over $80,000 in unpaid fines. Yarra Rangers Highway Patrol's Operation Krusty has detected 15 drug-affected drivers, 28 unregistered vehicles and 27 unlicensed or suspended drivers. 78 motorists were charged with speeding and 7 vehicles were found to be unsafe or defective. Animals also feature in Street Watch this week, with a report of a kangaroo attack on a young child in Yering, in which a preschool-aged boy received facial injuries from a kangaroo at Eastern Golf Course. The boy was taken to the Royal Children's Hospital in a stable condition, and the attack is being investigated. And a stray deer caused a smash on Dulby Road in Launching Place recently. The driver was shaken but uninjured in the crash. However, his Mercedes-Benz was not so lucky, being written off. These stories and more can be read in full in this week's edition of the Lilydale and Yarra Valley Leader.
This is Homelessness Week, so it's not surprising this social problem is the front page issue on the Mountain Views and Upper Yarra Mail newspapers. This week, celebrated crusader Father Bob Maguire presented a donated sleeping mat to Councillor Heenan, who has worked hard and long to improve the lot of our local homeless by sleeping rough himself. The story quotes Father Bob's creed that you can't have community without the 5 C's: concern, compassion, communication and above all, common sense. The Yarra Rangers Homeless Winter Sleepout here at Melbourne Park invites the public to come along from 6 p.m. next Saturday night and get a brief taste of what the homeless have to endure, sleeping out in the open. Yarra Rangers Council Mayor Noel Cliff will be among the volunteers to join Holy Fools Coordinator Neal and Councillor Tim Heenan, who has so far clocked up 130 nights sleeping out to bring attention to the problem of homelessness, which they say is all around us. For more information, you can visit the Homeless in the Yarra Valley Facebook page. And the vexed issue of same-sex marriage takes up the Rangers Trader Mail's front page with the views of Latrobe Federal Liberal MP Jason Wood making his position clear. He supports same-sex marriage, and in the light of the federal government's decision to persevere with a plebiscite, rejected once already by the Senate, Jason Wood says he will exercise his right of a conscience vote and is prepared to cross the floor to support a same-sex marriage bill if one is introduced. Mr Wood says all he is doing is reflecting the views of his electorate. The Mount Evelyn Mail looks at the possible hazards caused by a drain on Birmingham Road. According to a group of about 12 local residents, stormwater is washing gravel into the drain and scattering it onto the busy Birmingham Road. The residents fear gravel on this downhill part of the road could affect motor vehicles braking when children in the area run across the road. The residents also claim this is the second time in 2 years this drain has been upgraded, which they say is a band-aid solution, not a permanent fix. The paper reports the Yarra Rangers Council has yet to respond to the residents' concerns. And on the Ferntree Gully Belgrave Mail's front page, a heartwarming milestone, with the William Angliss Hospital bringing its 100,000th baby into the world. At 10:15 a.m. on Monday the 31st of July, healthy baby Taylor arrived and her mother Elise and the maternity ward shared in the excitement. William Angliss opened in 1939 as a bush hospital with just 1 doctor and 2 midwives. It's worth noting many of today's hospital staff, who provide a wide variety of medical services to the Yarra Rangers community, were born there. I'm Jim Brown.
I'm Loretta deVaus.
Thank you for watching the Midweek Wrap, and you should think about coming down to Melbourne Park on Saturday night and see for yourself that homelessness is all around us.
Now it's time for the world's best segment intro.
Sports Shorts.
I love that intro, makes me laugh every time. In AFL Yarra Rangers, the Lilydale and Yarra Valley leaders Geordie Cowan reports in Division 1, the 5 finalists are locked in. Yes, the team's now just battling to see where they finish before the finals begin. The top teams in the Bendigo Community Bank Division 1 are: in 5th place, Upwey Tacoma on 38 points, Alinda Ferny Creek in 4th with 46 points, Woorayalik in 3rd with 48 points, equal with Hillsville in 2nd place, and sitting pretty on top of the ladder, Wandon with 50 points. Good luck to everyone in the finals. And in basketball, there we go, thank you very much. Kilsyth's brave last surge for a place in the EC playoffs ended in disappointment on Saturday night, with the final results leaving the Cobras in 5th place. Final scores in their match against the ladder leaders Mount Gambier: Kilsyth 73, Mount Gambier 92. Bad luck, guys. But as for the women, oh my God, they are off to the finals with an 87-67 point final score, beating Sydney University. And I'm sure Coach Sam Woosnam is proud of her Cobras. Great sideline photo there by Janine Eastgate. Love your work for the leader. And finally, last Sunday saw 1,200 trail runners swarm Silvan Dam for the 3rd race in the Rapid Ascent Trail Running Series presented by the North Face. The Yarra Rangers Live TV, we were there to capture some of the spirit and find out more about this great event. Let's check it out. Last Sunday here at Silvan Dam we saw the Rapid Ascent trail running series come to Silvan Dam in our very own backyard. I'm here with one of the organisers, Sam, who's going to tell us about a little bit more about the history of the event. Sam, yeah, thanks for joining us on Yarra Rangers Live TV.
Sure, yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, now tell me more about Rapid Ascent series and the trail running series.
Yeah, well, look, Rapid Ascent, I guess we're an events company. We've been in operation for 11 or 12 years now, but the trail running series here, we're up to our 7th year actually.
Fantastic.
So we've been running off-road running races like this in beautiful parts of Melbourne's outer wilderness, I guess you could say, for 7 years now, and stronger and better year on year, I think. So yeah, really good.
Fantastic. And as we found out from Ali before, there's about 1,100 races here today.
That's right.
Is that the average size of the turnout?
Yeah, that's right. Certainly over 1,000 at each event. Some years are a bit bigger, some years are a bit smaller, but certainly it is the most popular trail running series in the country. And our ambitions with this series when we started, 7 years ago, was to show that trail running is accessible to anybody. You don't have to be able to run 50 miles over mountains and through valleys and be out there all day. You can do just a beautiful 5-kilometre run, through the nice forest and still call yourself a trail runner and get that trail running experience, I guess. So, that seems to be pretty successful.
Good on you, and thanks for bringing the series here to the valley and the Dandenong Ranges. Of course, as you know, the terrain here, it can be challenging. We've got such a diverse terrain, so we're looking forward to seeing you guys back here again next year.
Yeah, I will definitely be back. Yeah, sure thing. Like I say, we like to take people to new landscapes and give them some fresh air and some fun in their life and some more fresh air and fun. And here, the beautiful tall timber trees and the single track and the atmosphere of all the runners and stuff. It's a great event. We love coming here.
Fantastic. Look, thanks for coming, Sam, and we'll see you guys next year.
Sure thing. Thank you.
Cheers. TV, we are live at the Rapid Ascent, the trail running series, of course. That's proudly brought to you by the North Face. I'm here with one of the organisers, Ali Dean. Ali, thanks for joining us on Yarra Rangers Live TV and sharing this amazing event.
Oh, thanks for coming down, Patrick. It's great to have you guys broadcasting from here and sharing the fun of trail running with the local community.
Now, when I found out about the event and I spoke to you, I was blown away by how many people are actually here today. What are the numbers?
It's pretty impressive. We regularly get between 1,100 and 1,300 people. Today I think it's about 1,200 people here at Silvan, and they're all running a range of distances, and It's great to have them all here. It's not too bad of a day, so we're pretty lucky.
Fantastic. Now, talk about the different courses that you guys have got, because I think there's 4 or 5 different courses.
Yeah, so we sort of cater to a range of runners. We've got the Lilydale long course, which is 21 k's, virtually a half marathon, up through the hills and beautiful trails here at Silvan. We've got the medium course, 15-kilometre run, 7-course short course, and then at 11 o'clock today we'll have a 2.2k kids run, which is new.
Oh, fantastic.
So runners of all abilities and standards. We've got the front runners, which they do a lot of events, and then we've got first timers as well. So
yeah, fantastic. I think the kids course is probably more my calibre, but the highest point of the course, I believe it's about a 530 metre mark or so?
I think so, and luckily we don't have any snow on the top today. We've had some wild weather overnight, but they've got a really big hill climb, which is 4 k's into the race, which some people will run up, but it might be a bit of more of a hike, and then they'll continue on their way. But it's called the Hill from Hell, or the Hit Factory Hill Climb. So it's actually timed, and some people might be pushing the boundaries going up that as fast as they can, but then they'll continue on the flowing tracks and get some momentum going, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, fantastic. Look, it sounds like it's going to be a massive day. It already is a massive day, as Ali mentioned, with over 1,200 runners that are braving the conditions out here in the very own backyard and taking on Mount Dandenong in the Lilydale. Was it the Lilydale?
The Lilydale long course, the medium course and the short course of the trail running series presented by the North Face.
Fantastic. Look, Ali, thank you so much for your comments, and thanks for sharing a bit of the story with us here on Yarra Rangers Live TV.
Thanks for having us, and great to have you down here.
Perfect. Cheers.
All right.
See you next year.
Sports Shorts.
This week, the weather is presented by Councillor Tim Heenan, who's roughing it in a cardboard box to raise awareness for homelessness here in the Yarra Valley and the Ranges.
On Thursday in Yarra Glen, we'll have a top of 18 degrees. And I want to say a sincere thank you to all of the wonderful people in Yarra Ranges that have donated all of this for Holy Falls' Homeless Winter Sleepout. On Friday in Yarra Glen, we'll have a top of 14 degrees with a shower or two. And I'd like to take the opportunity to say sincere thanks for all the wonderful food donations that we've received for Yarra Rangers Homeless Winter Sleepout. On Saturday, we'll have a top of 16 degrees, a wonderful day for all of you lovely folk there in Yarra Rangers to come and join us for the Homeless Winter Sleepout, the public sleepout we'll have here in Melbourne Park. I look forward to seeing you. On Sunday, in Yarra Glen, we'll have a top of 19 degrees, and I'd like to take the opportunity of saying thank you to all of our wonderful community in Yarra Rangers for supporting Holy Falls and myself for this Homeless Winter Sleepout in 2017.
Thanks for the weather, Tim. It gives you an idea of the conditions you'll be facing over the next few nights. Of course, Homelessness Week, it's been happening since Friday of last week, where Tim stepped into the box for the first time, and Yarra Rangers Live TV, we were there live to capture the moment and also share a little bit more about what Yarra Rangers Homelessness Week is all about and what the Winter Sleepout is all about. Of course, trying to encourage you to also donate to Holy Falls at holyfalls.org.au, and also for the entire week you can drop off some goods if you have spare blankets, gloves, hats, beanies, sleeping bags, tents, you name it. Holy Falls, and also with the assistance of Yarra Valley Care Bags too, they can help distribute those to those that need them the most. Look, here are some highlights that we've already shared with you on our live Facebook crosses from the week. Also, be sure to check out the launch of the Also, be sure to check out the launch of the Yarra Rangers Homelessness Week activities, which had a fantastic speaker. Father Bob Maguire shared his insights and thoughts with us as well. Salt of the earth kind of bloke. He had some amazing things to say. So you can watch the entire launch that we streamed live to Facebook further down in our Facebook playlist. But for now, here's some highlights. Cheers. Oh, beautiful peeps of the Yarra Valley and the Ranges. You're watching Yarra Rangers Live TV. We are live, loud and proud from the David Wilkinson Pavilion down here in Lilydale for the Yarra Rangers Homeless Winter Sleepout. Of course, we're live. You might ask, Pat, what are you guys doing down here at the David Wilkinson Pavilion? But it's all part of, have a look at that, Yarra Rangers Homeless Week. And it's all about the Homeless Winter Sleepout tonight. It's the first night in the 10th year that Councillor Tim Heenan has been sleeping at Rough, and he will be sleeping at Rough for the next 9 nights in a cardboard box. And we're going to have a bit of a chat to Tim, and also a bit of a chat to Neal Taylor, the CEO of Holy Falls, to find out a little bit more about the Homelessness Week activities that are taking place here in the Yarra Ranges. And Tim, if I can start with you. So this is the 10th year that you've been doing the Yarra Rangers Homeless Winter Sleepout.
Absolutely, Pat. Yeah, I think that I've forgotten all the other years. They all seem to blend into one when we do this because, of course, the only thing I'm thinking as Neal is that how terrible people need to go through this for the whole of winter, year after year, when they don't have a roof over their head.
This is true. And Neal, what different levels of homelessness do people find themselves in?
Well, the level that everyone seems to focus on and I guess is the most visible is the guys in the streets in the city, for example. So our sleeping rough is we call it that sleeping rough. So sleeping rough only is like the tip of the iceberg, really, because they're only usually about 5 to 6% of the entire 105, 110,000, in Australia. Then you've got people who would be sleeping in cars, or in unstable conditions in maybe people's garages and things like that. Yeah. There's boarding houses is another one, and boarding houses usually have a very bad reputation of being centres of violence and drugs and alcohol and things like that. So a lot of people avoid those. In fact, I've known many people who would rather sleep on the streets than actually sleep in a boarding house. And then finally, you've got the couch surfing. The couch surfing, so basically, mainly youth who might spend a lot of time on staying at friends' houses until they actually end up wearing out their welcome somewhere and sleeping rough
And Holy Fools, I mean, you guys deal directly with those that are roughing it and struggling out here in the valley and the ranges.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit about the Holy Fools story with us for our viewers?
Well, basically, we noticed there was a bit of a need. There seemed to be a bit of a gap between the services and a number of people who were around, and so we set up Holy Fools was basically to engage the people who we felt were missing, the connecting with the agencies. So what we do is we actually go on the streets. We don't say come to us. We go on the streets and engage people who are either sleeping rough or some other form of homelessness.
Yeah.
So we don't get everyone, obviously, because we're not everywhere at every time, but we often get to engage people who come to the meals, or we get phone calls, or we'll, during our sort of our outreach search, we'll find someone who's sleeping rough and able to go and talk to them. So,
yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, let's have a look, Tim, because I know that over the last 10 years, you've slept rough through some horrendous conditions, haven't you?
I have.
Come on this side, Mitch.
So what I do is I get a refrigerator box. You can see I put a refrigerator box together, and inside there I've got uprights done by duct tape. I've had the same design since that. The box gets very wet and it gets very damp very quickly, even with the 2 lots of mattress plastic. My good friends at Harvey Norman always save me a very dry box and give me some fresh, brand new mattress plastic to encase it. But apart from that, it's got some blankets inside. I don't know whether you wanted me to climb in and,
go
and
on,
show.
Tim. Show us what it would be like. How will you be snuggled up to try to keep warm?
I go into the box, and you can put this flap up again in a minute.
Yep.
And I put this behind me. And then I get right up as far as I can. And just get the blankets on there. And I've got a little toggle that I can pull down the flap to keep the flap right up against me. And that's it. And this is it for 9 days. It's no walk in the park, I can tell you.
I can imagine.
The coldness still comes through and everything, but I lay here each night and I'm grateful for how my conditions are at home. I'm grateful for everything I've got. I lament that a lot of Australians, a lot of people out our neck of the woods here in Yarra Ranges haven't got the same living conditions as me. And, you know, when you show people out there in the community the extremes of what people need to go to look after themselves when they're homeless, you would hope in your heart of hearts they're going to want to be inspired to do something to help the homeless.
Absolutely.
So this is why we keep doing it. You know, I do this with Holy Fools because I know there's such a grassroots organisation that want to help the homeless. And if it means sleeping in a cardboard box 9 nights, as long as I've got my uprights and the cardboard keeps dry, well, it's not so bad. I go home to a warm bed in 9 nights, but people who are homeless have nothing.
Yeah.
And I think as Australians, you know, we need to understand that if we act in a proactive way to try and help homeless people and people that, you know, have far less than us, it can be better for the whole community.
Absolutely, Tim. Look at people can donate and bring down some goodies. We're looking for sleeping bags, we're looking for swags, we're looking for beanies, hats, things that can keep the homeless warm and comfortable at this time of year. And one of the groups and organisations, come around this way, mate, that have given and provided, mate, you guys have done a fantastic job. You haven't just given and provided a couple of bits and pieces. Look at this stack. I'll just take the mic off. I'm here with, we've got Skase as well as Chuckles, yes, from, if I get it right, it's Forever Together Wherever.
Brotherhood.
The Brotherhood of Forever Together Wherever. Guys, what inspired you to donate to the homelessness sleepouts and the homeless activities here today?
Well, FTW is basically a bunch of people that are trying to instill the old school values. You know, when somebody needs a hand, stop and give them a hand. Somebody needs to listen, needs to talk, stop and have a listen.
Fantastic.
And we figure this is no better way to do it than helping out the homeless in our own area.
Exactly right, exactly right. And Skase, what have you guys brought down for us today?
Down here we've got a couple of sleeping bags, jackets, hand-knitted beanies, a couple of bags for anyone that needs to put their belongings in.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just got a couple of donations together, organised an event ourselves to support this event.
I was going to say, because you guys went to the trouble of organising your members to chip in and to donate.
Yep.
I'll come back to you, Chuckles.
But more importantly, throughout the week, Loretta, would you like me to go through some of the events?
Sure. Yes, please do.
Obviously, Street Angels at Holy Falls has been doing now for something like 8 or 9 years. We'll be here at the David Wilkinson Reserve between 12 and 2 p.m. on Wednesday, the 9th of August, and Thursday the 10th of August. We'll have Street Angels up at the basketball stadium or pavilion in Yarra Junction. Every night at 6 p.m. we're going to have a dinner down here, and one of those special nights, and I'm just a little bit vague on which one, but we know Lions Club of Lilydale will be having one of those dinners down here, but we'll put on a dinner every night between 6 and 7 p.m. for those coming down, followed by fireside chats.
What are the fireside chats? A little bit like what we're doing now?
Absolutely. What we've been having in previous years is a more formal process where we have a topic of conversation on each night. But what usually has happened is it's gone away from the topic because there's so much to say about homelessness, and we've had the great opportunity to have people who are homeless sitting around the fireside with people in some of the medical situations or community care, and no one knows anyone's circumstances, and it's been fantastic. We've had some really serious conversations.
Did you find...
So, without further ado, I would like to invite him to come up. Would you like a chair or...
No. No, but see, because you mightn't get up again. And that box thing's a bit, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Father.
We're going to end up in a bloody box, I reckon.
Yes, Father.
How big was it? Did all of you fit in?
It's a refrigerator.
Because I'm losing weight because I'm getting old. I'm 83, and I don't want to, cause trouble to the who will be Tobins, I suppose, they're Catholics. You know what I mean?
If only you knew, Father.
Fit us in, you know what I mean? Anyway, listen, I'm very grateful because I've got no wife, child, lover or manager. In other words, I would have been on time if I had, wouldn't I? But you're on your own, see? I mean, and the top of your bucket list when you're old. Isn't anybody old?
Yes.
Top of your bucket list is to wake up. The rest is a bonus, isn't it? So I was saying this morning, no, you're too old, you won't be able to find the place. And you see, isn't it? It's almost wishful thinking, because I couldn't find the bloody place. Isn't it? The more you sit on the way, I don't know where I went. Oh, I thought it was the Ringwood Lake. No, darling, it's the Lilydale Lake, and worse, Bear, where are you? It's Lilydale with 2 L's. What the... See, Siri's not keen on that. She said, what do you mean 2 L's? That can take an algorithm seriously. Hello? I'm buggered. Is that what it said? A community can take an algorithm, make one of its own. See? Like the 5 C's. Care, communication, concern, compassion and common sense are the basic building blocks for community. Now if you haven't got all of them, you can have 4 of them, one's missing, you can't have community. See? You can verge on it, or you can be a, what do you call it, a fake community. But you can't have community unless you have the 5 ingredients: care, communication, concern, compassion, and above all, I would say, common sense, which is where our churches miss out. Because they get a lot of things they were singing about the poor, they would have been yesterday, wouldn't they? Oh God, help the poor. And then they all went home. That's no good. Arise, you workers, from your slumbers. Eh? Oh Jesus, please weep over the homeless. Amen. So they went home. I told Twitter this morning, because it's a kind of a parish without borders, I told Twitter, I said, why don't some of them churches around Sydney and Melbourne provide the grounds around their buildings for the tent city? You see, because Sydney's been swept away, it's a public holiday, so the authorities can do what they like today. The tent city. And Melbourne, Doyle means well, he's a nice man, he walks past my shop every morning. He's a nice man. But they're culturally incompetent. They don't understand another culture. You see? They really warn their children about the scary ones.
Oh, that's the end of the midweek wrap for another week. Look, thank you to everyone involved, of course. A big thanks to Loretta DeVaus, Jim Brown, production assistant extraordinaire, Mr. Mitchell Hatton. Love your work, mate, and thank you very much for all the time, effort and energy that you put into this project. But now we're going to take you guys out with some fantastic live music that was captured last Friday night at the Opal room at Upwey, Belgrave, RSL. Grab a meal from Poppy's restaurant. Check out the amazing military museum that they have there. There's not just a couple of items in a cabinet. They've got a full-fledged museum down there, which has got some fascinating memorabilia and some fascinating history. But now, here are the boys to take us out for this week. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Keep those hands going.